This is a long mission where you can get a lot of XP. So you really want to start with, if you have an armory, you want to start with your next level gear. And I have a level 18 corrosive rocket launcher, and I'm usually coming in here on level 17 when I'm not doing all the farming that I've been doing here. And so I'll bring my level 18 gear with me, and I always level up before I get to Wilhelm at the end. So you want to look at your next level gear if you do have an armory, and bring what you need with you. Now this, trying to get a Varkid to mutate. You only need one to start with, and you can't bring out Death Trap until that one is hatched, because otherwise Death Trap will burst the bubble and you won't get him. And then I'm being dumb here. I was trying to shoot a green enemy with a green weapon, so I'm going to switch to something else. And about all, the only other good weapon I had was the Kerblaster. So I'll switch to an explosive relic rather than the corrosive one. Look at my health. Where did it go? So I've got the whatever, the sample, and then Hammerlock decides, well, he needs 4 more samples. And I do a save quit continue so that I can keep using these ants down the hill here, because the ones on the other side are there's just too many of them and come from all angles, and these just come straight up the hill, so they're much easier to control. Now, if you have trouble fighting all of these mutated Varkid, then only allow one of them to mutate and shoot the rest of the pods that come up. When you shoot a pod, you get extra credit than if you just kill them after they've already mutated. Now the problem here is that Varkid somehow put his sample into that boulder and I couldn't get it out. So as you can see, I've just got one sample, but I've got 2 more pods going there, 2 more mutants. I was trying to shoot that one that was coming up in the back because he wasn't going to be mutated. You have to inject them with Hammerlock's secret formula to get them to mutate. I'm so embarrassed there's a iridium down at the bottom of the hill, not this one, but another one, and I don't think I ever picked it up. And that's like my life's blood. I forgot to mention that I've got all these powerful weapons. I had to go buy or pick up a little dinky weapon, because you don't want, if you hit these with some big weapon, it's just going to kill them and they'll never mutate. So you need a little weapon, and now they're mutating all over. Now that I just need one, they're popping up all over. So anyway, you need a little weapon that will injure them but not kill them. So that does it for that mission. And I'm going to go turn it in to try to build up my XP and my guess. Although I'm so low right now, I don't think I'm going to make it to 21 by the time I get to Wilhelm. and back we go. Only this time I have to light some of these guys up for Mordecai. And again, those are the best ones because there's 2 of those burning bushes down there. And if you shoot those, it'll help you ignite them. If you go the other way, it can be hard sometimes to get 3 of them to ignite at the same time with that whole big bunch of them on the right. But right there, you've got everything under control. So once you've used them up, do save, quit, continue, and they come back again. Now I'm changing from my Orchid fighting gear to my General Mayhem gear. There's another little mission that takes place on the other side of this big Orchid camp down here. Otherwise, I wouldn't bother killing all these guys, and that mission really isn't much, so I usually skip it. No, the Orchid, after they mutate, if you somehow they will mutate again. I'm not clear on all the details. I've never purposely done that. But one time in this area here, one came up that had remutated, and when they do that and you kill them, then there's a chance of them dropping a legendary. And I would imagine it'd be kind of hard to farm them because I've only seen one remutate one time. They may do it more when you're playing True Vault Hunter mode or something, but on the normal mode, they just don't seem to do it that often. But I did get a legendary. These little piles, usually, oh, excuse me, there's an electric field we have to disable, but those little piles, usually in the tundra here, those piles will drop a lot of iridium. But I believe that on this run I didn't get that many. There's a place you can climb up and enjoy the view and get a loot box. But that symbol is what we're up here after. I shot the electrical control box so that we could go in. If you go in, there's some bandits to kill and a little bit of loot, but not enough loot to make it worth the hassle with the bandits, so I'm going to carry on. Of course, Mordecai is up in his loft shooting at characters for me. For some reason, he doesn't kill very many of them, but he coats them with slag, which makes it easier for me. Now, this guy drops the little mission I was talking about, and that's why we came around this way. No hard feelings. Yeah, sure. That electrical hand grenade is not the Stormfront. It's called, let me see here in a second. I'm putting in the homing pandemic, but that one's called the Quasar, and it has a singularity effect before it explodes, but it doesn't really wipe out a whole campground the way the pandemic or the Stormfront would do. And so I was swapping those out. The guy that I killed back there and dropped that little, he dropped that little mission. Sometimes if you don't kill him over there, he'll wander up by the shack up here and you can find the mission there. But if you want the easy and sure way of getting the mission, you go past that shack and to the other shack where I found him. So the mission sends me here. It's full of stars. No, it's full of dynamite. And that brings out all these guys. I let Death Trap take care of them while I hide back here and cower in fear. I don't need no stinking guns. I've got this caustic infinity. This is another way to get to Tiny Tina's if you don't want to have to run through all the Varkid camps. Sometimes the cold water like this will kill you, but here it does not. So feel free to splash around. A couple of bandits that greet you with gunfire there. I usually send Death Trap after him, but he wasn't fully charged up. And I figured they would go away, but when I came out, they started shooting at me again. You just can't be nice to some people. I'm gonna steal all Tina's stuff. She's only 13 years old. What can she do to me? Now we have to go find her dolls. She couldn't just tape her explosives to a stick or something, and they have to be dolls on the thing, so here we go. Okay, now, here we go. One last look, here we go. Geez, I'm paranoid. That train that just blew by there, I usually get killed by it about every other game. And I don't think I'm standing that close to the tracks, so I'm not sure what's going on. So there's a couple of bandits up here, but that I usually have to shoot, but that pandemic took care of them. And right there is where I get killed. So I'm standing there admiring the vault symbol, and all of a sudden I'm being reincarnated. This little compound up here, which is more of a Varkid farm than anything else. If you look at the left, there's a building that has an electrical field in it. And the cutoff box is in this barn here. And the way into that is through the roof. First, get up on the roof. Now we can enter that shack. Took me a long time the first time I was in here to find a way out, because I didn't notice the ladder going up a post. It's kind of blends in. There it is. Usually there's a bunch of buzzard helicopters shooting at you here, but because we got in and out of there so fast, they haven't had time to arrive. And the entire purpose of getting that barrier down was to get down here for that fast travel machine, which provides a quicker way of getting to Tina and other points on this side of the map. Although there's a little bit of loot and there's a weapon machine that you can sell stuff to. Now the buzzards will come, so I'll let the death trap out. Not helping me. Did you enjoy the show there? I'm looking for a buzzard to shoot. I enjoy taking them down with me mighty pistol. The ultimate anti-aircraft weapon. And these buzzards drop ground troops, but they're no match for DT. Maybe if I just call him DT from now on instead of Death Trap, I won't keep calling him Claptrap by mistake. After we wrap up here, we'll be moving on to the compound where Tina's little dolls are being kept. Hate to think of what's being done to them. I'm kind of waiting for Death Trap to recharge. We'll be going in the back door up here, and there's a lot of bandits to kill. This little, or big bomb with the flashing light there is one of Tina's. There's like 5 of them, I think, around the map. And there's a challenge to disarm each one of them, but they go off very easily once you get too close to them. So they're a real pain to disarm, and you can disarm like 4 of them, and the 5th one blows up and you've accomplished nothing, and it's very time consuming and agonizing. I'm trying to get this guy here to respawn because I want to get a bigger, badder mutant, but he wasn't having any of it. Now we stay away from the tracks. It's actually, since the train just went by, it's actually safe to sneak over and loot those boxes, but who needs it? And we'll come in the back way here. I shoot that barrel because I don't want somebody else shooting it while I'm standing next to it. I shoot that one because it spits out loot, and sometimes, like there, it spits out iridium. All those gas tanks and other colorful barrels do that. I like to get up on this thing. There's some loot, and also it's a good place to provide cover while you're shooting at bandits. But we are here to pick up her dolls. We got one of them downstairs, and there's another one around the corner here. I shot that electrical barrel. It should have killed that guy, so I don't know if it's the same guy. Maybe he was further back than I thought. Well, I've been maligning Tina. Those aren't dolls, those are the rockets. Sorry, Tina. I've got another challenge to do here, which is climb up to the top of these structures. Completed challenge. That was a toughie. kind of waiting for Claptrap to wind down and then recharge, because another challenge here is to turn the wheel that calls out these bandits, which is right there. Find and turn on 3. Okay, so it brings out all the bandits. You kill them all. You do this in 3 different places and you get a brownie point or a gold star or something. So I'm just going to loot around here until Deathtrap decides he's ready to go, or DT as I call him. All right, there's the wheel. So this makes a nice perch for shooting bandits. When in doubt, throw a foaming pandemic. Let it find them. Unfortunately, it found me there almost. Do you see DT up in the air there? Yeah, let's see Roland do that with this commando turret. Got to get back to Tina's now. There's a little shack where the guy dropped the mission, but it's not the guy who stands up here. It's this patrol that comes by. And there's another one. He's all out of missions, though. For some reason, Tina wants you out of the workshop while she builds her missiles. I guess it's a state secret or something. There's some interesting place settings. Yeah, she's got them ready. And there's the dolls I got confused about. She stuffs the missiles in the dolls for some reason. Now, I used to go across this bridge and fight my way to the platform where you mount these rockets, but why fight? And you can just run back over here. And don't forget to activate them. All right. These vending machines here are a place where you can come back and restock your ammo if you run low while you're killing all these bots before you get to Wilhelm. Of course, if you have a nice caustic infinity pistol, then that means never having to say you're sorry you ran out of ammo. This next area, quite a few bots come, but you have some good weapons, they're not too much of a problem. I don't even bother to waste a pandemic on them, I don't believe. It's more fun shooting them. When I go after Wilhelm, I'll be using a rocket launcher. And I haven't been wasting my rockets on anything else. I've got a full load, although it doesn't take that many to finish him off. These are those suicide bots, and so once you kill them, you can turn and get the vault symbol for this area, so that completes a challenge. I want to make sure I've got everything equipped here for the big battle. And like I say, if I was low on ammo, I'd run back to the vending machines, but I am ready to rock and roll. And he spawns out of that mess there where it's flashing green. So I want to get on this side of it, because that's the direction he goes. And then the challenge is to kill him, I think, before he can call up any extra troops, or without damaging his surveyors or something. So I used to think you couldn't use a grenade, rocket launcher, because it would hurt the surveyors, but it doesn't, as long as you're careful. We got the vault symbol. We didn't destroy any of his surveyors. Okay, that was the challenge. Now there's surveyors that come out before you drop down into this area, and I wasn't sure about those, but it turned out, in my experience in the past, that you can kill those and it doesn't have anything to do with the challenge. So I'm going to circle the grounds and pick up some loot here. And then we're going to farm Wilhelm. He's got 2 legendary weapons, which he can drop one to the other, or both if you keep after it long enough. One of them is Logan's gun, which is pretty much worthless. Its only claim to fame is you can use it with the sham shield to generate rocket ammo. But we already have the Blaster for that, so we don't need that. The other thing you can drop is Rolling Thunder, which is a grenade mod, which I do use quite frequently. The Logan's gun I just put in the storehouse. So I'm kind of wandering around looking for iridium, looking for grenades, which I'm going to need in farming him, and looking for a legendary, but didn't get one there. Really helps if you can hit his critical spots, but I was aiming too low, I think. I threw 2 grenades, but they didn't seem to do much more damage initially than one did. I guess I'll just stick to one. Now this is funny. I throw that grenade, but instead of it going after Wilhelm, it goes after that surveyor and follows it back as he's going to Wilhelm. And you can see that plus the extra one that I threw really killed Wilhelm for the first time. And yet the surveyor was still alive. And there is a Logan's gun. Now I'm trying for the Rolling Thunder grenade mod, but yeah, I'm jumping up and down with happiness that I got a worthless gun that I can use. I'm not sure what killed me there. I'm still back in the rocks. The Wilhelm can shoot off rockets, but and there's another Logan's gun, so 2 in a row. Wilhelm can shoot off rockets, but I don't think they came back there, so I'm not sure what was trying to kill me. I guess it'd have to have been some of his rockets, but I never saw them. So even though I've got 2 Logan's guns, if they were any good, I'd be happy to have 2 because they're for different levels. And they're different variants, so whatever that's worth. Usually a variant will have some specific special power, but since I'm not going to use these anyway. Plus they're Hyperion guns, and you can't aim a Hyperion gun because they just, I mean, how can you aim that? That scope is worthless in my opinion. And their fire pattern is all over the map. I know they say you get increased accuracy if you hold down the trigger, but meanwhile, the bandits are shooting you to death. And a third Logan's gun. I'm going to put you out of your misery and skip to the end. I never did get a Rolling Thunder, and I've done a bunch of these things. So I got another Logan's gun there. So I'm going to give up on the Rolling Thunder and try out one of these Logan's guns on this bot. It does look like it stabilizes a little, but you just waste too much ammo in my opinion. And it took him down pretty well. I just don't like Hyperion weapons because of all the moving around they do when you're trying to aim. I'm going to go spend some Iridium now on a backpack upgrade. I'll be needing that space. I'm going to pick up a new mission, but I'm not going to turn in the train to catch mission because once you do that, you're locked out of Sanctuary for a while, and I've got several missions that I want to do and get turned in before I get locked out of Sanctuary.